Hello, welcome back to Jack Fleming Artistry. I was actually sitting here working on another video for y'all, and I thought, I think I'll show you guys my favorite brush box. This is the one that I use the absolute most, kind of give you a little bit of a rundown of what's going on here. The thing that I love about this brush box is how stuff fits in it so good. It's actually an old tackle box that I found at a thrift store. I think I got it for like $3 or something. Anyhow, what's cool about it is one-shot cans or alpha cans or duck size cans. They all fit perfectly in here so that whenever it closes, they're the exact height that it needs to be. It's kind of cool. This is not my main box for paints. I have a much larger box that has a whole lot of colors of paint and other stuff like that in it. Cleaners, oils, whatnot. But this one, I can put some cans of paint in here. I put some in here that I really just don't use that much. There's a bright red there. Proper purple. Probably end up putting these in some tubes eventually. But they're here on hand in case I need it. Good storage place for them. These larger ones that are in here are ones that I actually use. Well, never mind. I really don't like using metallics. And I've put my metallics in here. The colors I use the most, I keep in squeezy bottles. Show you. I transfer my one-shot cans into these bottles. PET bottles, really important to know that. That's the markings you'll find on the bottom. That makes sure that it's the kind of plastic that's not going to dissolve. They'll end up sucking in and stuff. If you use the wrong plastic, it ruins the paint. Some brands like Alpha Enamel already come in a bottle. But those are in my other box. I've got other brush boxes as well. Have certain brushes in them. Mostly they keep brushes in them that are ones that I don't use all the time. My brush boxes get some dirt in them sometimes. But this one, kind of zoom in here for you a little bit closer so you can see what I've done. I made some holders, and I'm kind of liking this material. It's actually door insulation that I got from Home Depot. It's got sticky on one side of it. You peel a little thing off, and I took a razor blade and just made slits for each one of the brushes that's in here. Got a bunch of different brushes. Again, these are all the ones I use the most. Got some King 13 brushes, Von Dago brushes. These are actually kind of cool little scroll brushes from Alpha Enamel. I don't even know if they're going to keep making them. Thought I saw something that said they're going to quit making tools. But I got some Max, green wraps, blue wraps, quite a few King 13s. Really like those. These are those Excalibur brushes from Mr. J's. Love those. And I use Von Dagos as well. I kind of have, I guess, my preference. I use certain brushes for certain things. Stuff that's really tight turns and all, I kind of like using my King 13s. The Von Dago brushes, I actually find for me personally that I like using those whenever I'm doing any kind of long lines. Really long lines on cars and stuff. I've got some brushes that are made specifically for long lines, but I kind of prefer these. It's just something about how they work for me. I've also got in here Dragonfly brushes, Ted Turner's brush. This is one of the oldest brushes that I have for me. When I very first started with this stuff in the early 2000s, I bought a set of these from Dick Blick. But jet stroke brushes for doing lettering. I actually use this one quite a bit for really large letters. My smaller ones of those I don't use as much. I've got more of these, but this is the one out of the set that I use the most is Letter Arts. John King Letter Arts. These Max Series 169 brushes, I've gotten where I really like these a lot. These are probably my main brush for doing lettering right now. I used to use a lot of these 189s, but I'm really liking the 169s. For me, at least, they seem to hold a chisel better. I've got some Kafka quills, and I use these, not as much as those other ones, but I'll tell you which one of those that I use a lot. I use this guy right here in number 1 quite a bit, and I don't use it for letters that really have a good point to them. I'm sure somebody else probably gets a good chisel out of these, but for me it seems like whenever I go to letter with them and get them loaded up with paint, the chisel always kind of starts to pull back together. So I end up using them for stuff that's more of like a, what do you call it, like a round letter, or sometimes I use them for art stuff, for filling in. I really like them. They turn a really good curve. Of course, I always keep at least one Virus 2 in here. Great brush, liner, good for details and stuff. And there's a couple of other things in here. This is a, oh, I forgot what they called these ones. This is a snake bite. That other one that I showed you guys was called a twister. Those were from Alpha. Fondago, this is a great scrolling brush. I know a lot of people swear by these. The lightsabers. Really good scrolling brush. And actually, this is a, I want to say a cheap brush. It came from an arts and crafts store. One in Fort Worth. And it's actually a pretty good little brush. I use it for smaller lettering and stuff. Single stroke lettering, of course. But these hold up pretty good. I had all of these also in the same kind of stuff, but for some reason, the little foam that was holding these over here dried up and became really hard. So I'll probably try to find something else once these dry up and get hard, which I'm sure they will. Find something else to use to hold my brushes in here. I've tried the little rubberized plastic things from Alpha 6 personally. I just feel like I'm always fighting my brushes in and out of them. Probably just don't know how to use them right. I've tried using springs and stuff out of the old Mac boxes. Don't really care for them. I've tried making like a rubber band type deal. Those end up cracking, drying, and breaking. But I'll figure something out sooner or later. But I thought I'd show you guys this box. Really do like this box. I haven't changed anything on it or painted anything on it because I just like how old and beat up looking it is. And I like that it's got the old guy's name on it that was on there. I don't know that I'll ever cover that up. I might paint something else on here sooner or later, but I don't think I'll cover that up. It's just part of the history of the box to me. But hope that's kind of cool for you guys. Thought I'd share. Have a good day. Bye.